All right, welcome to Echo Miniatures, and I'm going to show you what happens when an engineer takes on a project, and simple as a ball jointed dowel, and how an engineer finds problems with the original idea and then tries to solve and does troubleshooting to fix them. And in this video that you're going to about to see, I'm going to disassemble this dowel and I'm going to show you the tools that I came up with and designed myself that's going to make this dowel almost easy for anybody to put together, and it's going to be universal. I wanted a couple things from these dowels. This was a commission job that I was given to, and I decided to go ahead and take this on myself and make my own style of dowels. I wanted the dowel to have one head that was universal, so you could have many heads. I wanted the dowel to have a universal stringing method and easy and simple and goes across the plane. And these dowels will fit, are 10-inch dowels. These are designed by me, and they will fit Barbie doll clothes from Amazon. That was one of the criteria that these dowels had to meet. Now, in engineering, that's kind of just normal how you would look at things. You have criteria, and then you have a checklist. Well, let's go into the video now, and I'll explain to you what I did as I'm working with the dowels. And I'll first show you the dowel on the left will be the anime dowel, I call it, because I like the sculpted hair on it. And this dowel will be, the dowels will be for sale, and so will the tools. So these sticks are used to hold the places in, and these are the custom-made design S-hooks. I don't believe in using the store-bought X-hooks. I made my own. And you'll see why I think they're better. I created. This is just my own opinion, but string puller. Yeah, I think you're going to agree once you see it. This is a ball head socket. So what I do is these are some sticks that I designed, and you'll see how they're being used. Like this. And then I'm going to sell. Now, the cool thing about this is kit that I discovered, and then it's going to be listed as a repair kit. I was trying to make, and you can buy it separate if you have your own dowels. But this here makes that the hand fell off, and then I can put many hands on it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I will tell you this: it's strong, it's tensile, and it keeps it in place. And I also found too that if it doesn't bend easily, but it sometimes this would snap back and break these corners. You'll see what I'm when I'm taking this dowel apart. We'll put the hands up here. We'll do the same thing with the feet. Okay. So then the next step is, once you got the dowel in that position, you just pull these off, set them aside. And you can see how I made them. So like I said, these are not your conventional S-hooks. I made them with the needle nose pliers. And they're specific to the post that I designed. One's bigger and one's smaller, so that's why you're going to see that. And you're going to find that by bending them like this, having that center, you're going to get a lot of clearance. And there's not a lot of clearance in these dowels. I should have thought about that. Okay, so now all I do is just pull the sticks out. Just like so. Okay. Now this dowel is, and I also, what I did was too, is I marked one side with a red marker, because it's real easy to get these stupid things confused, knees and everything else. But anyway, so let me show you how this works. It's so cool. Okay, so this here is how I string my dowels. And I do the conventional method of going to the elbows a little bit longer, right? Okay, but this is the universal part I'm going to tell you about. These heads, and I don't put magnets in these because these are 10-inch dowels. These are tiny. But what I do is I use Mod Podge. And I take the Mod Podge and put it on the end. And if I need to peel it off, I can. And it stays throughout the whole dowel's playing time. Anyway, so this is the cool part that I thought was really neat. So with my design, I can take this universal thing, string, that I make to length, and I'm going to keep it to the same size of my dowels. This one has the same thing. Everybody has them. And these heads are universal. So if I want to put this dowel head on this, or if I want to design a new dowel head, or say somebody has a custom dowel head that they want, so something specific that they really want, but no one ever made it for them, I can do it. So basically all I do is I take my dowel head thing here, I take my special tool, and it's, like I said, it's a special tool. And so I bring it in like this, and just in the same way I reversed it. So on this end, I want the knot, and this is, you know, all these dowels that are going to be sold are going to be pre-strung. So they're not going to be kitted unless you have a custom request, which we do custom request. And of course, you want that knot in the middle. So I want that knot right there. And I think that's kind of important. So I'm going to get mine. I don't know if they're scissor calipers or these goofy looking things like this. You're going to want a pair of those because they keep everything even. Now, I've seen people wrap them around the head and stuff like that. All right, so we've got our dowel set up there. Now we've got our shoulders, and you can tell your shoulders by when you put the dowel on, there's an indentation on this side. Okay, so for my dowels anyway. And I'm sure these are real universal parts. Everybody's got them probably. So, but anyway, that's how I do it. So I take my piece here, run it in, flip it around so that the shoulder is on the end. I'll take my make sure I got it on the right way. Put it on that way. Put my elbows are universal. Take my little hook. Now you can see these are tiny parts. This is a 10-inch dowel, and I've even done this on the 8¼ inch dowel that I made by mistake. Okay, you see how cool that is? Okay, so now this is tensioned, okay, and this is tension, and it's going to be even when we get done with it. Okay, same thing. Get the little shoulder. And another criteria my dowels had to have, which I was real big on because I am an engineer, is that they had to stand up on their own. I wasn't about to buy a stand for these things. I wanted these dowels to stand up, and they do. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. Okay, let go of that. Put my little arm on. And probably it's a good idea to make the video like we're doing it because you'll see how fast this is. Make sure that knot is in the center. You can see by looking at it, just pulling, and then it'll adjust out. See? Knot's in the center. Okay. That means there's tension on both sides even. That's important, I think. All right. And this is as far as we're going to start with this. So now that we've got this, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our head. And the nice thing about the head, you can do two things. You can either bunch it up. I use a little bitty, this is normal elastic that came from Walmart, okay? Nothing special. Ain't no special ball jointed dowel, whatever, okay? But, okay, there's my head. And then I have my two loops. This is what I think is really the coolest part because I haven't really seen many people do this. And then I can use my little tool. Pull that one on that side. Like I said, see, I got the little mark on there because it is hard to see these things sometimes. And I've put many of them together and experimenting with these things and discovered that I put them together backwards. I put them in really goofy. They wouldn't stand at all, so I didn't like that. So I decided to mark them because even though they're symmetrical, the legs have to be a certain way for this dowel to work anyway. All right, so there's a red on that side, there's a red on that side, and there's a red on that side. Okay, I had to make sure, okay. So I'll just take, I got my ball joint. That one's got a red on it too, okay. All right, that one's done. And then now we got to do the thigh. Okay. Now we got to do the leg. And the knee has to be a certain way. I designed these knees to be a certain way. They have to be locked in this way. This is my lock. This is my design. And then this slot here fits into a slot in here. You'll see what I'm talking about when I stand it up. because I really think these dowels are cool. And the only reason I'm doing dowels as a guy is because I was commissioned to do so, and I got paid big bucks for this. That wolf dowel, I sold that $600 for 2 of those, $300 each. There's money in this, so I thought, shoot, I'm going to start making dowels. And that's what I did. Anyway, okay, that's how that one goes. That's how my knee goes. So that's locked in place. Okay, that one's done on her. Now we're going to do the other side. So we'll time the video and see how long it took me to assemble it and not assemble it. And you got that one over on that side for an example. And you will see how fast this really is. No fuss, no snapping strings back inside, no nothing. This is a nice tool. And the steel itself is phenomenal. I mean, it's like it holds its shape. Okay, let's take this. Here we go. Make sure it's all in place. And it's important that you make sure, on my knees anyway, that you have this slot space on this side. So you want the shape of the leg to come down and then outside like that. Okay. Now this dowel is pretty much almost done. So now we just got to go ahead and let's do the feet first. So this part's a little tricky. I'm not going to deny it. So what I have to do is I pull and then I push and then I leave it like that. Okay. It doesn't snap back, but you know, sometimes it's hard to get it in there and sometimes they'll fall out. But that's just the nature of the game. Got to make sure you get your toes in right. Okay, pull and then release and it's done. Make sure the foot's on the right side. Perfect. Same thing on the other side. Okay. And I'm going to demonstrate to you how this, oh no, my light died. Okay. That's okay. I'll still film. How easy this dowel stands up and keeps its pose. Like I said, this part's a little tricky. Okay, you got to keep tension on it, and just keep tension, pull, and then it snaps in place. Same thing with the hands. This part's really tiny. But like I said, these little S hooks or whatever, I don't know what they're called. I'll call them billy hooks maybe. But they really are nice. I mean, like I said, when an engineer hits something, he redesigns it all the way up. And that's exactly what I did. I made the ball joints just the way I wanted them, everything. So that this dowel doesn't slip inside of itself. The S hooks, I don't know if they're called S hooks or whatever, but these little hooks really are nice. Because they center. They're not an S hook. It's not like a true S hook. So I ain't got to worry about the cavity inside because it fits right inside. Okay. So this dowel is done. Of course, the cap, like I said, I just put on with some Mod Podge. But look how easy this dowel is to stand up once it's locked in. See? It stands up. I want all my dowels to stand up. So if you purchase my dowels, this is what you'll get. You'll get the dowel, and I will throw in the kit with it. I will also sell the repair kit on the side here as an extra feature. So I can also, if you want, in right now I'm going to sell the dowel with the head that it comes with, but I might sell heads later on with the string already in place. You can't beat this, guys. This is a pretty cool setup myself, I personally feel. So this is what happens when an engineer takes on something that someone else has already done or has been around for a long time and improves it. And that's what engineers do. We make things better. We don't try to reinvent the wheel. And I decided to take this on. Like I said, I got $600 for it, and I thought, why not? I think it's pretty good. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share to Echo Miniatures. I am on Shopify. I am on eBay. I'm on Pinterest. You have a special request. We also have a Google Business store called Echo Miniatures and Google Business. That's, of course, that's in the near area of Killeen in Texas, but that's not worldwide. But if you need something made, hey, hit me up. I'll look at the picture. I'll see if it needs to be what needs to be done, and then we can discuss the price if you decide that we can accomplish what you need. I've done drone parts for the military. Just did one last week. Like I said, I've done dowels now. I'm going to be getting some cherry blossom water-based resin. Another thing I want to talk to you about too is about the resin. These are not ABS. This detail only comes in water-based, and there's no stink. There's no smell. There's no stickiness. There's no residue. There's no nothing. It's almost like working with porcelain. And I'll guarantee you drop it, it'll probably crack like porcelain too. Blessings to you. Thank you for following the channel. If you have some requests or needs, just say so. All right, I'm out.